It's not a door being put through. The door gets put through. And obviously, she's lost the plot. She's smashing her face into the glass. There's blood everywhere. And then we cut to whatever the fucking hell this thing is. Hey guys, welcome back to a new video on the channel. My name's Fernley, and in this video, we're going to be breaking down Resident Evil 9, the second trailer. Now, I've done the first trailer. If you want to check that out, you can check it out up there. And if you're new to this channel, what I do is I react to it first. I've never seen this trailer before. Once we've done that, I'm going to go back through it and break it down from a filmmaker's POV. If you don't know who I am, my name's Shakir. I've been running my own video production business based out in Manchester for the past 8 years. Done music videos, traveled the world, done a lot. Short films, done a lot in the video space, filmmaking space. So, without further ado, shut my trap and let's jump straight into this. I haven't seen this yet. I think we're in Raccoon City, aren't we? On the police station. That's a nice shot.
Hello? Yes.
Who was it?
Dunno. They asked for Miss Ashcroft and then they hung up on me.
Rude.
Is that her mum or something? She's got white hair. She's got white hair.
Oh, you're FBI? Investigating all these strange deaths, huh?
Grace. Stay close to me.
Oh wait, her mum was murdered, wasn't she?
I'm coming.
This is in the past, isn't it?
Keep moving.
Yeah, mum was murdered.
What's
wasn't
wrong?
I'll explain later.
she? A little bit of gameplay, I think, there. Yeah, flashback. Mum was murdered, wasn't she?
I've been watching you.
That ain't weird at all.
You're not like other people, you know. You're quite unique.
Tell me what's going on.
Something important.
Mom, I'm scared.
Grace.
Gameplay, let's see it. Oh, is that weird thing? Umbrella. Didn't they get
There's
dissolved?
no escaping your destiny.
Okay, there's a lot of stuff right down here. Right, so let's jump back in and break it down from the filmmakers. Right, there's a lot to go with. There's a lot to do. Let's go. So that's what I was talking about in the previous one. They've done the same thing. They've done an L cut. One L cut is you hear the audio before you see the visuals. So if we go back, you hear the phone ringing before you see any visuals. Here, and then it fades in. And then the lighting here, again, same thing. The lighting, like I said in every single video, the lighting is everything when it comes to filmmaking. I keep saying that quote. A good filmmaker dates the camera body, marries the lenses, but goes on a honeymoon with the lighting. It doesn't matter if you shoot on a phone, a potato, or a £10,000 camera. The lighting makes everything. Really nice shot here. Trying to get you setting the scene. Again, leading lines. So a lot of corridors make this very, very easy because well, your eyes are just drawn straight down there. That paired with the light, you know, line up here. There's something going on here. You know, it's just the corridor where we run down with a mum or something. Let's setting the scene. 201. Again, lighting. This is all dark here. The white door, especially if you're gonna light something up, you want to kind of have it like a brighter color, like white, maybe a a bit of a lighter grey, maybe a bit of a yellow, something that really brings out the highlights and the whiteness. So the light on the door, you want you to see the door. Again, the phone ringing. This is diegetic sound. So what diegetic sound is sound that's in the actual piece of media. So if you picture two people talking, that's diegetic sound, but a soundtrack that isn't played or isn't, shown to be playing in the actual piece of media is non-diegetic. So me speaking right now is diegetic, but in the editing, if I was to go like this, that's non-diegetic. It's been added in post, in editing. I like that. They're using a lot of fade-ins and to blacks. Showing us. Again, a lot of people like to try cram as much as they can into the frame. This is very, very basic. Use the shadows, right? The shadows here. If this was entirely lit here, you'd have to put some over here, maybe like another one of these over here. But the way the directors use this, they've used the darkness to kind of get rid of the negative space. So then you're just left with the center and then some over here, and obviously it's filled it with, it's not like a light or something. But the main thing that we're drawn to is the notebook.
Hello?
So that's very important. So for the past 22 seconds, we've been hearing the same audio. The only audio we've been hearing is the phone ringing, and it's been setting up the like I said, the audios and the visuals, they just work together. If they're out of sync, your piece of media ain't gonna work. So we've been hearing the phone ringing, and we've been setting the scene dark, mysterious. Like I've been saying in horror, lighting is everything. It's everything in most films, but in horror it's especially true, because what you can see and what you can't see, it's going to scare you. Setting the scene, when some sort of like abandoned hotel or something, like The Shining or something, he's going to come around with a baseball bat, Johnny's here.
Hello?
And then boom. So that, again, that is a J cut. So we've gone from the visuals and then we've faded out, but we still hear the audio. That's a J cut. It's basically the opposite of an L cut, so you see it and then hear it rather than hearing it and then seeing it. So up until this point, we've been setting the scene. It's dark, gritty, and all we hear is the phone. It's building up until the point.
Hello?
So this is in the past.
Yes.
She answers the phone. So this lighting is very, very important. She's backlit. So backlighting is essentially what it says on the tin. You're lighting the back of the subject, whether it be a human or an inanimate object. It doesn't matter. Lighting up the back of the subject, kind of like a bit of a silhouette. So she's lit up here. There might be another main mast light up here, like a bit of a chandelier or something. Lighting up this part, but the main part is she's backlit from this lamp over here. She's in darkness here. Very, very nicely lit. Yeah, and then with backlighting actually as well, you want to keep it in the background, and then your subject in the mid, maybe foreground. Essentially, if you don't know what foreground is, it's basically in front of you. The mid-ground is in the middle, and then the background is, we all know what background is. It's in the background. So foreground, the opposite of background. It's in the front. Boom. Not much to say about that shot there. Very, very nicely shot as well. Have a look here. I mean, basically it's the same thing, just lit by the backlit here by the lamp. So this is important. So we move with the subjects. You see here. So the camera, just go back. So here. So we see her in darkness, and then she comes into the light. A lot of directors, they know how important lighting is. I'm going to keep banging about how good important lighting is. Lighting is everything, and a lot of directors, they subtly use lighting to show you subtle messages. It just kind of goes under the radar. You don't consciously see it, but it kind of world builds for the next 10. So here, for example, she's in darkness, but then we follow her into the light, and it's revealed she's going into the light to, which I assume is going to be her mum. There, and you see there as well. They're both lit by the same line. So the Calvin coming from the screen is the same Calvin they've used for the moon. You know, she's lit up by the outside, and then, you know, Grace, I think her name is lit up by the computer, which is the same Calvin, but of course she's still backlit by the lamp. So again, with lighting, this could be showing, you know, fight between dark and good, bad and evil. No, she's backlit, which is, you know, nice warm colours, and then the line coming from the laptop is very cold, harsh. Fight between good and evil.
Who was it?
Same thing there with her mum. I'm going to assume it's her mum. Again, there, lighting. So she's lit up here. She's, you know, some sort of like evil darkness, and she's lit up on the backlighting.
Dunno.
Here's what I'm talking about as well. It's a very good thing to show you the background and the foreground. So her mum is in the foreground. She's in the midground, and then the background is, you know, kind of from the bedpost up until the wall. The phone's in the background, and the focus as well. So the focus is on Grace, and when you're shooting films, you want to keep your focus. So the way you manage focus on the camera is something called aperture, and what aperture is essentially, picture a lens, right? Let me see if I've got one up here. So when you've got your lens here, you've got your lens. This is a very, very old one. I haven't used it in ages. So you've got your lens here. Imagine here, right? So you've got your hole here. Imagine the hole getting smaller and wider. The thing that controls that, how big and small the actual hole is something called the aperture, and that controls how blurry, or, you know, how in focus the scene is. So when we've got her mum in, you know, blurred, the background blurred, they're using a very, very low aperture, maybe 2, maybe 1.8 or something. And then, you know, if you go up in aperture, maybe to 5, 6, 7, 8, the more you go up, the less blurry stuff you have. So if we were to do the same scene here with, say, a 7 aperture, 7.5, her mum wouldn't be blurred, should be in focus. Same thing with the background as well.
They asked for
Very nice shot as well. I've said it in the previous one. Is angles. Angles are good. A good way to show your audience how the character's feeling. So at the moment we're low. We're looking up to Grace. She has the power. You know, she's really warmly lit. Apart from the laptop, she has the power. We're looking up at her. Angles are everything, and we're level. You know, we're not on the Dutch tilt. Dutch tilt is essentially kind of, I tilt the cameras at a tilt. It's not, you know, flat on.
They asked for Miss Ashcroft, and then they hung up on me. Rude.
Boom. So like I was saying, the lighting is very, very important.
They asked for Miss Ashcroft, and then they hung up on me.
They asked for Miss Ashcroft, and then they hung up on me, and then the power cuts. The light, the good light, has been snuffed out, and then all you're left with is the dark, you know, the cold, gritty, desaturated light coming from her computer and coming from the moon. And when you look at that, what do you think? You think, oh shit, something's gonna happen. Because when you've got warm lighting, you know, you've got a really warm light, it makes you feel good, doesn't it? You know, it feels good, you know, that's why all of your lamps are warm Kelvins, whereas kind of like fluorescent lights, they're cold Kelvins. So imagine, look, what does that make you feel? Cold, oh, what's happening? Like with flashlights as well, flashlights, torches if you're American, they always use a cold light for a reason, because it just adds, look, with the light coming from a computer, sliding her up, it's cold. Amazing use of the lighting. And then here, This is an establishing shot. Establishing shot, again, it says, does what it says on the tin. It's establishing where we are. We're in some sort of like high street, maybe it looks like New York, somewhere. Grill. Cut to Grace. Did we see her there? So here, like I said in the previous one, not showing the face. That's important. When you don't show the face with your subjects, they have the power. It's mysterious. So like in the previous one, when her boss is walking through the office towards her, we don't see his face at all. The less you reveal, the more mysterious it is.
Oh, you're FBI? Investigating all these strange deaths, huh?
Again, amazing use of the lighting. And like I was saying here, use of not showing the face, the eyes. So, like I said, the less you reveal, the more mysterious it is. But the more you reveal, like here. But even still, we still see his face, but we don't see the eyes. Like I said in my previous one, with the first Resident Evil breakdown, the eyes are the window to the soul, as they say. Look what's going on here. We don't see this guy's eyes. If I was to if I'm a betting man, I bet he's going to turn into a bad guy, or he's going to get, turn into a zombie, the T-virus, or whatever virus it is. He's going to get corrupted, and he's going to attack her. Because look, look at that. You don't have to be a filmmaker to see that. When you see this guy, let me go back. When you see him, what do you think? Bad guy. I don't think we even see his face, actually. Don't see his face there. Sort of. I mean, kind of good that they've done that.
Getting all these strange deaths, huh?
Yeah, and then the way he kind of just hangs in the background. She's in the foreground. He just hangs, or he just hanging about in the background. Same thing with lighting. You notice the Calvin, very, very cold. There is no warm light in here because warm light makes you feel good. Fuzzy inside. Very, very nice shot. So as she's going in, we get the perspective. We're feeling like we're the entity. So like these kind of shots when they're low to the ground, it's like a bit of a POV, like we're like a rat or we're like a body on the floor or something looking at them. Like we're like a POV, point of view. And then we just get a reveal of what she's looking at. Some sort of deserted, crime. Then we get, again, a bit of a medium close-up to her face.
Grace.
Close-ups, like I did in the previous one, are very, very important to showing the emotion of the person. And then I think do we have a bit of slow pushing now?
Grace.
Yeah, we have a bit of slow pushing. So we cut to her for a medium close-up, and then I think it's done in post. Post mean editing. If you see here, we zoom in slowly.
Grace.
It's like we're zooming in to see her emotion. Then we have a light leak. See her mum.
Stay close to me.
Again, the only thing lighting her up is the torch. She's in darkness. The lighting is everything. And I like it when trailers include gameplay. You can see this is gameplay. This is what it's going to look like when you actually get into the game. Amazing use of both.
I'm coming.
I'm pretty sure this is Unreal Engine 5. It's amazing.
Keep moving.
So scary.
What's wrong?
I'll explain later.
So yeah, the use of gameplay
Keep
and the
moving.
use of actually made cinematics,
wrong?
cutscenes.
I'll explain.
Amazing. The way they go together. Again, this wouldn't be possible with Unreal Engine 5. You couldn't
moving.
do this on
What's
Unreal Engine
wrong?
3, 4.
I'll
The
explain.
way it just
later.
goes together, it's amazing. And again, the lighting. We've got some sort of maybe a window, letting the moonlighting kind of lighting up the background or something, but the main focus is Grace's mum. Same thing there, lighting up. See what they did there? So it's matching cuts, sort of. So we see the directors put our attention to here. This painting is of importance. She's put something behind there, some sort of maybe important files or something. Boom! Straight back to Grace. So that was in the past. This is present. flashbacks. And then, what's he doing? He's showing us the painting. That's the same painting. It's lined up with the torch. Everything else is in darkness, and you're automatically drawn to the painting. Again, like I was saying, that is on a higher aperture. And then here, I want to point out, we know what this is. So in the previous shots, we know that this is the painting, because the previous shots have showed us that this is a point of interest. First shot is a mum putting something behind the painting. First shot showing us that it's important. Then we cut back to the present of Grace, looking towards something with some concern, and then we see what she's looking at. Again, painting. So those previous shots I've set up that as a point of interest. So we automatically connect the dots to that. This is, because this could be anything, right? We don't, what the hell is this? It could be like a stump outside, but we automatically know because of the previous shots that this is the painting. You automatically connect the dots. I will point out as well here how fast the editing is, how fast we cut. So these shots here, nice long shots, we're fading out and we're taking the time. Held the shot, held the shot, held the shot, held the shot. But here, boom, 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 boom. I think it's like 4 or 5 shots in the space of like 2 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. You see, it's all working together. The non-diegetic sound, the doo, 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 is working with the visuals, the quick cuts. She's heard so much, she's raised the gun. And we're seeing that from the fast-paced cuts. Oh, boom, boom, boom. And we work our way up as well. So we're down looking at this satchel, whatever it is. She hears something, she looks up. And then we get a bit of a wider shot. We're on the face. We now see the body. She's, oh my gosh, she's startled. And then we have another close-up cutting in. She's looking around the corner. She raises a gun, and then we get an over-the-shoulder shot showing what she's looking at. She's looking at, which seems to be as some sort of like kitchen, butcher's table, maybe like a cleave hanger. I'm not too sure, but she's startled. All done in the space of about, let's have a look here. So it starts, 1. All the space of 1, 2 seconds, 4 shots. Amazing.
I've been watching you.
And then, yeah, that's very weird in my ear. So we get, again, nice, held the shots, starting to build up, you hear it. Boom, boom, boom. We get the sense that something's not right. Cut to black. And then we've got the like I was talking about, the L cut. We hear it before we see it. I've been watching you. Kind of weirdo is this. Boom. And then we're getting serious now. We're in some sort of like, I don't know, it's like the White House building or something. Cars pulling up.
You're not like other people, you know.
And then we're getting the narration of, which I assume is the bad guy in the chair.
You're quite unique.
And then we cut back to this guy, and now we've put a voice to the face. Well, not really the face, because like I said, don't show the face, don't show the eyes. The more mysterious it is. But now we're getting more information about the bad guy. So in the previous trailer, we only saw him. Saw him sat in front of the fire, but now we can hear him. We can hear his voice. We're starting to learn about the bad guy. So here, this is very important. So she knows that something's going on. We've seen her mum act weird. She's put something behind the stuff, which I assume, we put 2 and 2 together. The leather satchel, the picture.
Tell me what's going on.
Her mum has got something to do with this. Her mum had those pictures in the satchel.
Tell me what's going on.
And now Grace is confronting her what's going on. And her mum's facial expression has changed. She's gone from like being a soft, caring mum to kind of like, just look at her face. She's like, ooh.
Something important.
Again, amazing use of the lighting here.
Tell me what's going on.
So it stopped. Boom. So the action now has fully started. The isolation wars. Red as well. I talked about the importance of colours in the Gears of War breakdown, which you can see up there. But red. Red, when you think of a bad guy, what do you think? You think of red, you think of blood, gut, you think of cold colours. Red means danger. And if I were you, if I was here, I would not go in there. It's fully readied out, some sort of ward, some cuckoo heads are in there.
Important.
Very important. See here again. So this is a bit further on into the future. She's a bit banged up. Boom! We're here. And then we look up into the darkness. Again, the power of light.
I'm scared.
See, we see some familiar faces. Scared. So that kind of contradicts itself. So let's have a look here. So she's found out that a mum has got pictures of her or a mum or this weird guy spying on her. You got a picture of some sort of stalker.
Tell me what's going
She
on.
confronts her mum. Look at her mum's face. They can't. If I'm going to take an educated guess, when the game comes out, at this scene, this part in the story, their relationship is going to be strained a little bit. You know what? Grace is confronting her mum, but her mum can't really reveal too much. You know, the classic tropes. But if I was a betting man, I'd bet that. You know, her mum's kind of like wanting to tell her. She can't.
Something
But then,
important.
later on in the story, when Grace is breaking down, her mum's, you know, comforting her. She's got her hands. I'm scared. And then we see, you know, creepy boy. God, that's such a good shot. That's hell for about half a second, but it's enough to see him come up. Again, not showing the face. We just see his face or his mouth. He's covered in some sort of, I don't know if this is blood or if this is some sort of just, you know, rainwater or something. Comes up again. It's that door being put through. The door gets put through. Again, combining gameplay with actual cinematic, you know, renders. Amazing. This is the first time I've seen the game do this. So the door gets put through, and I think we see someone come through. Yeah, look, that's weird. We see the hand come through. So Summer, which I assume is that weird thing from the first trailer, coming through, busting down the door. This is maybe where we get introduced to it, or, you know, it's kind of gone away. Like Mr. X has gone away, but now it's caught up to us, and it's busted down the door, and the hand is freaky, man. The hands come around the corner, and like I said, smoke as well. I haven't really talked about smoke in breakdowns, but smoke is an excellent way to give depth and, you know, feeling to the scene, because this thing is busted down the door, the smoke coming out, paired with the subtle red lighting, and then, you know, the lighter lighting up the hand.
Grace.
Yep, and then you see here connecting. So we see the hand. You know, this big thing. I can't bust down the door if it's hinges. See the hand come through, and then we get more of a reveal shot of whatever the fucking hell this thing is. It looks like a dinosaur, T-Rex. And also attention to detail, the world building. So we've got this big monster thing, but again reinforcing that this thing isn't friendly via the big blood splatter that is in the right hand of the scene.
They're coming.
Again, audio matching the visuals. They're coming.
They're coming.
Up until this point, we've had about 4 or 5
Please.
different shots of this place. So we've seen this guy about 4 or 5 different times, sat in the same chair. He's just been sat staring into the fire, but now, I think it's a mum saying, they're coming. And now, he's getting up out, I'm getting chills, man. He's getting up out of the chair. You know, this is kind of like, you know, when you enter a boss fight, you know, with the main boss is sat on the throne, but then as you get closer, it's becoming a threat. And he gets up out of the chair. Shit's getting serious now. I don't know what the hell. And again, it's a Resident Evil game. This guy needs to go to the isolation ward. Is that a member of staff? She looks like she's a member of staff.
Coming.
I missed that. I mean, whatever the hell. Is that some sort of doll she's looking at as well? I don't know what the hell this is. Again, use of the lighting. We see Grace is intrigued. You know, we're a bit of a Dutch tilt as well, saying to match her facial expression. This looks like a bit of a, from the white hair, this looks like it's kind of got a doll model after her. Not too sure. Which is, you know, it remains mysterious. That's what she might be curious. She's looking at, again, the lighting up her face. Yeah, this looks like it's just like a nurse. So it's like we're in some sort of like, again from the previous one, when Grace was captured, it looked like she's in some sort of like medical chair, like dental chair, tied upside down. We've seen isolation ward in the previous shot, and now it looks like we've got some sort of nurse in kind of like Victorian kind of, you know, I wouldn't say maid outfit, but nurse outfit. And obviously she's lost the plot. She's smashing her face into the glass. There's blood everywhere. I mean, she's not right in the head. She's smashing her face, and then we cut to whatever the fucking hell this thing is, having a good time. She's having a good. Actually, is that the police station? I don't think it is. I was gonna say this looks like the police station, but I don't think it is. And then we cut to again red, danger, some sort of like burns. See again here. Gracie's mum kicked the bucket. So we learned that her mum had passed away in, I think it was, what did he say? Like a hospital or something? In the files, when he was sliding the file over, it's like, I know this is where your mum passed away, you need to revisit the past. Gracie's mum kicked the bucket. And then, you know, just reinforcing. So they're in the foreground, or the midground. And then in the background, fire, destruction. Her mum's dead, everything. Her world is burning down in front of her. Her mum's dead, and you can see that manifested behind her. Fire. And then we get claws. So we've seen a bit of a reveal. Where is it? Where that thing pushes down the door. Where is it? Here. So we see a bit of a hand,
Grace.
right? But then the next shot puts into perspective. This thing's massive. But then we get even more detail. This thing is massive. This is an umbrella, probably. Some sort of abomination that was made. The hand, again. That's to say it's about 2 panes of glass. It's massive, this thing. And it looks like it can crawl, you know, across along walls and up on the roof. And then we cut. Very important. So we're up until this point. We've seen, you know, looks to be a nurse going insane, smashing her head, whatever the fucking hell this thing is. You know, death, destruction. And these are things that gamers automatically associate with Umbrella. But up until this point, we're like, what is this? Who's made this? You know, who's made this thing? Then we cut to the Umbrella logo. You know, this dude, where is he? This creepy dude in the chair. Does he work for Umbrella? No, this dude, does he work for Umbrella? No, Grace is some sort of important thing. She's been a test subject. Did Umbrella make that thing? They're coming. You know, did Umbrella make all these creepy things? And does he work for them? And we get the big reveal. Umbrella is behind this.
There's no escaping your destiny.
And then here, this is going to be a very important part of the story. You can just tell by the shots. It's all lit up. She's looking at it. You know, it looks like she's been through some stuff. She's got a gun. I don't know where she would. Oh, it's not a silencer. She's got a gun. And now maybe this is where like the big bad guy is. Who knows? And then we cut to the ending screen. And one thing I really like about this trailer, from other trailers, I've never seen it done before, is that they blend the gameplay with the actual cinematic trailer. It's amazing. Unreal Engine 5 is amazing, and the way they the way they've blended the gameplay with the actual cinematic, it's amazing. I can just tell this game's going to be good. But we're going to break down, I think there's 1 or 2 more to do. I'm surprised we didn't even see Leon Kennedy in this, actually, because yeah, we do know he's from the first game. We heard him talking in Requiem police station and stuff. Anyway, if you do want to see more of this sort of content on the channel, please do subscribe and check out some of my other videos. If you want me to go over your favourite game or anime, leave in the comments and I will do a breakdown of